The Ktharn were the galaxy's apex warriors. For meters of reinforced exoskeleton, natural bioweapons, and a culture that valued combat prowess above all else. When they joined a Galactic Defense Force mission, they claimed the front positions by right of strength. No species dared challenge them. Except humans always sat in the back. War Master Krell found this arrangement perfectly natural. The weak belonged in the rear, away from glory and danger. Humans were small, soft-skinned, and possessed no natural weapons. Their presence on military missions was a mystery to him, but if they wanted to hide in the back, that was their deficiency. The transport ship Valiant Dawn carried a mixed-species strike team toward a remnant stronghold, hostile AI constructs that had wiped out 3 colonies. Krell and his Ktharn warriors occupied the front deployment bay, weapons ready, eager for battle. The humans, a small squad led by Sergeant Maria Santos, sat quietly in the rear bay. Krell had seen them during briefing, small, calm, almost bored-looking. They carried primitive kinetic weapons instead of plasma arms. Pathetic. "Stay behind us, humans," Krell announced magnanimously as they approached the drop zone. "We Ktharn will handle the real fighting." Santos simply nodded. "Understood, War Master. We'll be right behind you." The drop was hot. The moment the bay doors opened, remnant fire tore through the landing zone. Krell charged forward with a battle roar, his warriors following. This was what they lived for, glorious combat. The remnants were ready. Automated turrets, combat drones, and heavy weapons platforms turned the battlefield into a killing field. Krell's squad advanced with fierce determination, their heavy armor absorbing hits as they pushed forward. Then Krell noticed something odd. The remnant positions weren't falling as they should. His warriors were fighting brilliantly, but enemy fire kept coming from unexpected angles. Reinforcements appeared from nowhere. They were being outmaneuvered. War Master, his second-in-command, called out. "The enemy is flanking us. They're coordinating too well." Krell snarled in frustration, then heard something that chilled his warrior's heart, calm human voices on the command channel. "Overlord 6, I have eyes on their command node. Second floor, eastern building. Copy that, Reaper 2. Can you reach it?" "Negative. Heavy patrol between here and there. Hold position. I'll create a distraction." What were the humans doing? Krell turned his sensor array toward the rear and saw something that made him pause mid-charge. The humans weren't hiding. They'd dispersed across the battlefield like ghosts, invisible to remnant sensors, moving through shadows and ruins with liquid precision. While the Ktharn drew fire at the front, the humans were systematically dismantling the remnant network from behind. A sniper, Reaper 2, fired once. A remnant communication hub exploded. Another human emerged from underground, planted charges on an ammunition depot, and vanished before the explosion. A third human had somehow climbed a sheer wall and was painting targets with a laser designator. "Santos to all units," the human sergeant's voice was ice-calm despite the chaos. "Command node neutralized. Enemy reinforcements cut off. Ktharn forces, advance on our mark." Suddenly, the remnant defense collapsed. Their coordination shattered. Positions that had been impossible to assault became vulnerable. The Ktharn surged forward into what felt like easy victory. But Krell understood now. It wasn't easy. The humans had made it easy. After the battle, Krell found Santos cleaning her rifle in the rear bay. "You weren't hiding," he said, a statement rather than question. "No, War Master." Santos didn't look up. "We were positioning." "I don't understand." "You could have shared the glory at the front." Santos finally met his eyes. "Glory isn't what we're after. Results are. But the front lines, that's where warriors prove themselves." "That's where warriors draw attention," Santos corrected gently. "See, War Master, Humans learned something over thousands of years of warfare: the enemy shoots at what they can see. Your Ktharn are magnificent, big, strong, impossible to ignore. Perfect. Krell's mandibles clicked in confusion. Perfect for what? For making the enemy look at you instead of us. Santos smiled without warmth. While they're focused on your frontal assault, we're behind them, above them, beneath them. We're cutting their communications, eliminating their leadership, destroying their supply lines, and painting targets for orbital strikes. By the time you reach their positions, we've already won the battle. You just don't know it yet. The revelation struck Krell like a physical blow. You use us as bait? We use you as the hammer, Santos said. We're the scalpel. Different tools, War Master. Your people are brave, strong, and intimidating. Ours are sneaky, patient, and precise. Why would we compete for the front when the back is where we're most effective? Krell thought about every battle he'd fought alongside humans. Every time the enemy had seemed weaker than intelligence suggested. Every miraculous advantage that appeared at crucial moments. How long? He asked quietly. How long what? How long have you been managing the battlefield while we thought we were winning it ourselves? Santos's expression softened. War Master, you are winning it. We couldn't do what we do without warriors like you drawing fire and holding the line. It's not deception, it's cooperation. You're good at being seen. We're good at not being seen. Together, we're unbeatable. Krell sat down heavily, his worldview cracking. The Ktharn pride ourselves on being the galaxy's finest warriors. You are, Santos said sincerely. But humans learned the hard way: the finest warriors aren't always the ones in front. Sometimes they're the ones nobody sees coming. That night, Krell filed his after-action report. For the first time, he recommended that humans maintain rear positions, not out of weakness, but as tactical doctrine. The Ktharn had learned what every enemy of humanity eventually discovered: when humans willingly take the back seat, it's not because they're afraid of the front. It's because they've already flanked you, and you just don't know it yet. The scariest warrior isn't the one you're fighting. It's the one you didn't know was there.